Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I'm so excited that you decided to stop by. I'm happy to have you here. I hope you like, I hope you share, I hope you subscribe, and I hope you turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss any new videos. We do amazing things on this channel, okay? We have a great time. We have a great time on this channel. If you are coming back, then of course, welcome back home. The only reason I'm here is because you are here. So I do not take for granted that you keep coming back. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's get into it. Today's video is about self-esteem. A lot of people suffer from a low self-esteem, and having a low self-esteem is something that affects your life. It literally spills over into every area of your life. If you're not confident, if you're not self-secure, then there are bound to be problems in all the different aspects of your life. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to boost your self-esteem, to be confident in yourself, and just lead a better life by virtue of that confidence. So yeah, I have a couple tips that I think would be helpful for you if you are looking to boost your self-esteem, or if a low self-esteem is something that you struggle with. So I think boosting or building your self-esteem is not a one-day thing. It's a gradual and continuous process, right, that you do over time. And I think the only way to sort of boost your self-esteem or have a good sense of self is by, first of all, having an honest estimation of who you are and a realistic perception of your own self, right? So who is it that you are? Who are you? What can you do? What are the things that you are good at? What do you excel in? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? If you don't have an honest estimation of self, then it is very likely that you will have esteem issues. It might be that you have a low self-esteem, or you have an inflated sense of self. Either way, it's not great. But for this video, we're talking from the perspective of you have like a low self-esteem and things that I think you can do to boost that. And the first one, I think, is to first of all practice self-compassion. And what do I mean by practicing self-compassion? Giving yourself grace, treating yourself with kindness. Yes, you're not the best at everything. Yes, there are things that you're not particularly good at, and there are things that you can be better at. But being kind to yourself while you're on the journey and giving yourself grace, cutting yourself some slack, right? Yes, you will fail at some things, but failure is a part of the human experience. Everybody fails. There is nobody that is perfect at everything that they do. People learn, people grow, people get better, people evolve, you know. So have compassion for yourself. Acknowledge that everybody has setbacks, everybody makes mistakes. Things are rough for everybody, and you're not the exception to the rule. So yeah, start with that. Start with practicing some self-compassion and being kind to yourself. The next thing is to set realistic goals. You will be setting yourself up for failure if all the goals you set for yourself are unrealistic. If you are bound to fail on every goal you set, then you are bound to feel terrible about yourself, of no fault of your own. Because the goals that you set were not realistic to begin with, so there was no way you were going to excel at the thing that you wanted to do. So if your goals are realistic and they align with who you are, they align with your strengths, they align with your interests, they align with your values, then you're more likely to excel at those goals. And if you're excelling at those goals and you're doing well, then you'll feel better about yourself, and your self-esteem will be boosted, and you'll be increasing and, you know, getting better. But if you're constantly setting goals that you cannot meet and you're constantly failing, then you'll be constantly putting yourself down and you'll be feeling bad. So it goes without saying, if you want to boost your self-esteem, then set goals that are realistic and goals that you can achieve. The third thing is to focus on your strengths. Just like I've said, don't set goals on things that you know you cannot do. You know, don't focus on the things that you already know you are bad at. Focus on the things that you are good at, the things that you excel in, the things that you have a natural propensity to be good at. Focus on those things, do better at those things. If you're constantly doing well at certain things, then you are more likely to feel better about yourself and be more confident in yourself. And this is not to say that you should stay in your comfort zone or not try to diversify or learn how to be better at other things, but do what you're good at. That's the longer and short of it. Do the things that you are good at and continue excelling at those things, right? And then also challenge negative self-talk, like the voices in your head that are constantly putting you down and saying bad things about you. Challenge those voices. First of all, whose voice is that? Is it really your voice? Do you genuinely feel this way about yourself, or are you echoing the voices of people around you that are constantly putting you down? You know, if your parents are constantly saying bad things to you and about you, the voice in your head that you're hearing, is it really your voice, or is it the voice of these people? You know, so challenge negative self-talk and replace these things with more positive words towards yourself and for yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Speak, you know, positivity over your own life, as opposed to reiterating the bad things that are constantly in your head and that you may find are not even your own voice. It might be the voice of other people that, you know, have become the background soundtrack of your life. Replace it with something more positive. And again, practice self-care. If you feel good, you do good. If you do good, you feel confident in yourself. You know, if you are taking the time to take care of yourself and make sure that you're looking good, you're grooming, you'll feel confident. When you walk past a mirror, you feel good. You have more confidence to feel like you can speak in a room in front of people because you're confident in how you look. If you're not taking any care with your appearance, for example, and you're constantly looking shabby, then you won't have the confidence to appear in front of people. You won't have the confidence to put your best foot forward. You won't have the confidence to pitch yourself. So it's little things that, you know, flow into other things. If you're practicing self-care, grooming yourself, taking care of yourself, you will start to feel on the inside what you look like on the outside. So that's a great tip. Another one is to obviously set boundaries. If there are people that are constantly putting you down or making you feel small, then, you know, set boundaries, set a clear line. Please, I don't want to spend that much time with you. I'd appreciate it if you don't speak to me in this way. Don't say things like that to me. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. And yeah, don't engage in things that are contributing to making you feel small and making you feel down. Set boundaries around those things. Practice assertiveness. Practice assertiveness. Be assertive. Develop the skills that allow you to be assertive, to be able to communicate your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions confidently and also politely, you know, respectfully to people. Learn how to speak up for yourself, to stand up for your rights, to stand up for your preferences. Being assertive will also help you enforce these boundaries that we already spoke about setting, because it's okay to set a boundary, but if you can't enforce it, then, you know. So if you are assertive and you're practicing assertiveness, that would go a very, very long way to boost your self-esteem and your self-confidence. Also learn to celebrate small victories. Like if you have done something and you've done it well, then be able to give yourself a pat on the back, you know, celebrate it. It might not be the biggest thing in the world, no matter how small it is. If you've done it and you've done it well, then celebrate yourself for that. It's a big deal. You know, you've done well, and you should be proud of yourself. Also engage in learning and growth. I think this one is the last one as well, and it's very important. If you are constantly learning and growing, then you'll feel better about yourself because you'll be able to contribute better in the spaces that you're in. You know, you can contribute in conversations, you can contribute at work, you can create value, you can be impactful, you can do things that benefit other people, and you can feel like you're a part of something that's bigger than you. But if you're not growing, you're not learning, you don't know anything about anything, you can't, people are having conversations, you can't contribute to the conversations because you have no idea what they're talking about. Like you can't even chip in at any point because you don't know. Then you're going to feel small, you're going to suffer with your self-esteem because you feel like everybody around you is better than you. And that's something that you can easily combat by just learning, reading, do research, watch documentaries, read the news, pick up a book, learn something, learn, challenge yourself, push yourself. What is the thing they were talking about at dinner the other day that I didn't know anything about? When you go home, read about it. Just, I'm not saying be a subject matter expert on everything, but just allow yourself to know a bit about things so that when conversations are being had, you can contribute and also communicate and feel like you're bringing something to the table. I think that will definitely help you boost your self-esteem. And yeah, that's the end of this video. These are, tips that I have for you to boost your self-esteem. again, it's not something that happens in one day. It's a gradual process. You learn and you grow, but you cannot grow if you're not learning. So you have to be committed to doing the work to allow yourself to show up in the world in a more confident and a more self-assured and self-secure way. Yeah. And self-esteem is not, because a lot of people hear the thing about self-esteem and think, oh, but I'm an introvert, I'm introverted, I can't do these things. It's not about whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. There are a lot of introverts that are very secure and, you know, very self-assured, and they have a lot of self-esteem. There are also a lot of extroverts that also don't have a very high sense of self. You know, it's not something that has to do with whether you're introverted or extroverted. It's just something that anybody can develop and anybody can grow and get better at. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I'll see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it.